Hello and welcome back to Bannerlord and Byron's Adventures. And as you can see, we do have Mr. Tulag here, who is, well, currently being pursued by us, and we are going to be taking him on. Now, bear in mind that, as you can quite clearly see, he's actually got some pretty decent units, and he could very easily defeat us in this encounter. However, there's a very good reason why I'm attacking this guy. He has just taken our wife prisoner, and I'm not a big fan of that, thank you very much. So we're going to try and see what we can do about basically murdering him. Now, I have, well, kind of done a little bit of something in terms of changing my army composition. My army composition is right now filled with cavalry, and that's pretty much it. Just cavalry. And that is exactly what I'm wanting to do here. I very much want to make an army that is completely comprised of cavalry, because that will then result in us being able to move extremely fast on the world map, and generally it's just going to be a much easier thing for me to achieve what I need to do, basically, which is, of course, to go into Step Bandit territory and try and do as much damage as I possibly can there, and try and recruit some Step Bandits and things like that. I placed all my other guys in the garrison at Phykeon, and I'm hopeful that they are going to be perfectly fine over there for the moment. The Batanians and the Khuzait have declared war against me, or at least they did. I actually did make a journey over to the Batanian area, and I spoke to them. I spoke to the leader, basically, of their army, and I basically said, hey, you know, can we make peace? And I paid about 250,000, and he was like, yeah, okay, you know. And now we are, of course, being declared war on against, you know, against the Khuzait. You know, they declared war against us, and this is where we currently are now. So, yeah, I was actually on my way to get some Step Bandits to hopefully create, you know, Khan's Guards and the various other amazing units that we could potentially get in that case. And I'm going to see if I can maybe do some damage here. Got to be a bit careful, because we don't really want to be in a situation where we get murdered here, if at all possible. Oh dear. Okay, shield time. Shield time. Alright, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I feel like if I'm able to keep my shield up, and hopefully my units will start coming in here and assisting me a little bit, we should be absolutely fine. But we don't want to get swarmed. That's the point. We don't want to get swarmed at all, if at all possible. So let me see if I can just bring out my bow here, do a little bit of damage. Nice, nice. That was a good headshot, if ever I saw one. Let's try and kill this guy if we can. There we go. Khuzait Archer being a bit of a pain. And try and eliminate this guy as well, if we can. Ah, a little bit too far. A little bit too far. Oh, just hit his shield. Yeah, the hitboxes and the way that arrows intersect with shields in Bannerlord is very, very cool, because while it is annoying for me, because obviously I'm primarily an archer in this series, it is very, I don't know, very precise, very accurate, and I like seeing that quite a bit. Anyway, that is actually going to be us, and we're done. We're done with that. And no doubt you could actually see that many of our children and various companions were also gaining a pretty significant amount of skill points, which is very nice to see indeed. And look at that, 94 renown. What? 94 renown? Okay. That's actually kind of crazy. As you can see, Yana has been freed. We were able to plunder 10,000 gold, and this is exactly also the reason why I'm running around with such a small army size at the moment, because now I'm going to be able to take these guys prisoner, and I will be able to try and persuade them to indeed join us. And you can see here that this is my current army. I'm just taking the looters and all these other guys, just because then what I can do is just place them into a nearby garrison, just to kind of shore them up a little bit. And yeah, so hopefully that's going to work. Oh yeah, by the way, all these guys right here, I actually took those guys prisoner when I went to go and make peace with the Batanians, and I was making peace with them, and there was one of their vassals, one of the Batanians, were actually in a battle with one of the, well, actually quite a lot of the Northern Empire vassals themselves. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna, gonna do a little bit of waiting here. So I just made peace, and then I waited outside the battle, and then I went in, and I was able to take all of these guys prisoner. So that worked out quite nicely. They had about 20 or so units each, so it was very easy. Wow, 5 steppe warhorses and an imperial charger. That's 6 warhorses in one fell swoop right there. That is actually kind of insane. Being able to gather so many warhorses in one go is really great. Anyway, what do we have going on here? Who's this guy? He's got 10 heavy lancers. This guy might actually be kind of difficult for us to deal with. We're going to level up more of our people here. As you can see, these horse archers need warhorses to level up. I actually have a number of warhorses in my army now, thanks to the fact that I haven't really been using Crusade units at all, because of course they were starting to kind of bankrupt me in a warhorse kind of way, because obviously if you have too many of those units that require warhorses to level up, then obviously that's going to be really quite bad. And look at that. Those guys have now left, and I believe they have taken something with them. Didn't they take this one? No, they didn't take that. Okay, so maybe they didn't take anything from us at this point, which I think is great. But yeah, those people defecting all the time is very, very difficult to kind of keep them around as much as we possibly can. Whoa, this guy is really not doing very well. As you can see, he has 97 units that are currently in a bad way. So what I'm going to do... am I moving faster than this guy? No, I'm not moving faster than him because I just have so many infantry. So I'm just going to go into the garrison here real quick. This is exactly the reason why I wanted to go over to Myzea in the first place. And we're just going to place all these units in here. And it basically won't do anything for me anyway. There we go. And do we have any cavalry here? Yeah, we do. Wow, look at this. We've actually got some pretty good ones. We've got some heavy lancers, some regular Crusade horsemen, some heavy horse archers, some raiders. Yeah, this is all very good. This is the kind of, units that we really want to have in our army. And as you can no doubt tell, I have literally an army fully composed of cavalry and horse archers and things like that, because that's exactly what I'm attempting to do here. All right, so there you go. That's going to be fine. And we can now move around just as fast as we were beforehand. But do bear in mind that I should probably sell before we go any further here, because as you can see, we can gain 19,000 from that. We can gain another 15,000 from that. This is probably going to get us a huge amount of cash as well. So I'm actually just going to be selling these all individually because I have so much armor at the moment in my inventory that I would like to try and maximize the amount of cash that I get from it. And we'll see if I can do that. It's going to bankrupt Myzea potentially, and I don't really want to do that. That's the point. So I'd like to try and make it a little bit easier on them. So we're just going to go to about 10,000. Oh, actually, that is exactly the amount that they have, basically. Okay, well, whatever the case, there's 65,000 additionally, which is very nice indeed. And now we can head in against this guy. Technically, what I could do is an auto-resolve, but I want to try and sustain as many of my forces as I possibly can. So we're just going to be going charge straight on in there, and then we will see what we can do about maybe actually doing... I mean, obviously, I'm going to try and get as many steppe bandits in my prisoner's hold as I possibly can, because those guys are going to level up into some absolutely crazy good units. But I think what I would like to do is try to pick off a couple of Crusade vassals, because here's the thing. Running around with an army entirely comprised of cavalry makes a huge difference to your speed on the world map. It really does. It makes a massive, massive difference. So being able to have that at our disposal now, in comparison to before when we were running around with mostly Empire units and things, yeah, it's fantastic. It really makes a massive difference, and we're able to run at pretty much light speed, and that is actually kind of amazing. I'd like to try and eliminate this guy if at all possible, because I don't really want these guys running around here too much. There we go. All right. Yeah, we took literally no casualties whatsoever. I can't retreat because there are enemies nearby, amusingly enough. But there you go. That is a wonderful... Ooh, look at that. Look at that. 10,000 additionally from this guy. That is really nice. And now, here's the thing. Bear in mind, I'm actually going to do something here. I'm not going to take these spear infantry. I'm not going to take these guys. The lancers can stay. These guys can stay. The imperial crossbowmen can go, as well as the veteran archers as well. And we're literally just going to have cavalry. As you can see right here, these heavy horse archers, unfortunately, are tier 5. So I will be unable to persuade them to join us. But everyone else, everyone tier 4 and below, can join us. And if there are any cavalry, for example, that are tier 4 and below as well, then I will probably end up taking those too. And that's going to be very nice. So let's do that. There we go. I think we've gotten all of them. Yep, I think we do. And we'll just take all of this stuff as well. There we are. Okay, so that is working really nicely, I gotta say. That is actually very surprising as well that we're able to defeat them so easily. But I guess that's the power of being able to run around really, really fast. And really helps a great deal. Really does. All right, so riding skill. Let's have a look. Accuracy increase, of course. We're going to be going for that. And we need to go for probably some medicine or something like that. We'll go for some more social as well, just in case Yara wants to do something social. And what else do we want to go for here? Steward, engineering. Engineering is probably going to be good. For Barney here, we'll go for a little bit more in control skill as well. And we got our medicine going on here as well. Okay, so what is this? Well, resting in towns. Yeah, resting in towns is probably going to be pretty good for them. Let's go for a little bit more intelligence for Barnabas as well. And I think that's pretty good. I think we're just going to leave it at that because I would like to get on with it, wouldn't I? Yes, I would like to get on with it and go over to the Steppe Bandit territory and see what we can do. Does anyone level up? Yep. We do have a couple of people that actually leveled up. And I'm kind of a little bit in two minds about what I should do over here because apart from the fact that obviously I would like to fight Steppe Bandits as much as I possibly can, we are taking some pretty significant losses from the Khuzait attacking our own vassals, you know, and things like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna let these guys finish up their battle. Can I catch it? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna do auto resolves against these guys. They're gonna die very, very quickly, and as you can see, look at this. We can take 13 even of these guys prisoner, and these guys are going to be the main thing that we want to try and persuade to join us. Those guys are going to be so good. They really are. They're going to be amazing. All right, so yeah, now we're having some problems here. As you can see, we're getting so many people trying to besiege our stuff, trying to attack our various settlements, which is in turn weakening us economically, which is really not very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bit of a hostile action here, and we're going to raid this village. Now bear in mind that there are 131 defenders here, which is actually kind of insane for a village, but obviously they've not really been attacked that often, and as a result they do have a pretty significant force built up here to defend against whoever. But yeah, I'm hopeful that my forces will be able to prevail. Got to be a bit careful here as well because I really don't want to be in a situation where yeah, I'm getting stopped. That's not a good idea. That is not a good idea at all. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's see if I can. Okay, yeah, there we go. Nice. That was some nice damage. Okay, come on, Byron, you can do this. Yes, you can do this. Oh yeah, speaking of that, he is actually getting really old. Yeah, he is actually getting really old. As far as I'm aware, Bannerlord Tweaks has a setting that makes it so that the maximum age is 125, and that is the possible age that people can actually become, and they might not make it, you know, they might not make it. It's random as far as I'm aware. I also think that Grow Up and Work actually has a maximum age of 80 or 85 or something like that. So that's a little bit more realistic. And I have that installed as well. But I think because Bannerlord Tweaks is at the very bottom of the load order in the launcher, then obviously it overrides the Grow Up and Work setting. So yeah, as someone has mentioned, a lot of mods are being incorporated into Bannerlord Tweaks, and you're not really going to need the other mods anymore because Bannerlord Tweaks has everything that you could possibly want, which is pretty fantastic. Anyway, there's 40 renown, 25 influence, and I'm actually not sure what is going to happen after Byron dies, because I have never had that happen before. Maybe he'll just continue living forever. That would be quite funny. But yeah, anyway, after we raid this village, because I would very much like to get as much horse resources as possible, as many of them as we can possibly get our hands on. As you can see, we are actually having some problems here with our own forces being captured and everything. And there we go, Steppe Warhorse. That's exactly what I wanted. Those guys. Okay, we got another one of these. Oh, look at that. You've lost 30 mercy. Ooh, that's cool. That's new. Okay, yeah, so, yeah, I will, yeah, I'm not going to raid any more villages, by the way. That was just literally to get some people's attention. For example, this guy. I think I might be able to get him. Do you think I can catch up to him? I'm moving at 6.5 speed. I mean, really, it's crazy. We're just going to send our guys in. I think an auto-resolve is going to be easy enough to eliminate him. And he does not have any money whatsoever, but it's absolutely fine because we will be able to take him prisoner. And we can potentially take a couple of his units and try to persuade them to join us. Don't really want to take the Lancers any further, but I will take some other people. Because here's the thing, Lancers are great and everything, but they're going to be the ones to go relatively close to the opponent, and you don't really want the opponent to have even any chance of being able to attack in some kind of retaliation. So I'm trying to be a little bit more careful about that. Hopefully the raiders and the marauders and things like that will actually end up joining us as well. So let's just level up these guys. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, so many heavy horse archers. So many heavy horse archers. We have 48 of those guys now, which is crazy. All right. So once again, we're going to try and find some steppe bandits. Barnabas is... Everyone is getting taken prisoner, which is really not very good. So what I'm going to need to do is speak to someone from the Crusade and probably try to say to them, hey, it's time that we make peace, friends. You know, it's time that we make peace or something along those lines. We're probably going to need to do that relatively soon. Now, I'm hopeful that we will be able to find some relatively large bandit parties here. Hello, come on. 21 of you? I'm sure you can, well, they probably can't do any damage, can they? Ah, get him. Yeah, now this is exactly the reason why I wanted to actually come here with a significantly smaller army. But the problem with doing that is that then I'm going to be preyed upon by basically every single vassal in the area. For example, this guy right here would no doubt be able to attack us and probably win very easily if we were in that situation. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to try something that one of you suggested that I do in the comments. And I think it will be quite fun if it works. Because this is actually something that I haven't really done that much in this series. So let's have a look. I can't actually barter with them. I could make peace, actually. Now this might actually be kind of fun. So let's see if any of these guys are worth anything to him. Nope, none of these guys are worth anything to him. Okay, well, that's kind of unfortunate, isn't it? Because I was thinking to myself that what I would be able to do is maybe transfer some of his vassals back to him, and then as a result, we would be able to, you know, maybe get some cash, maybe get some additional cash and things like that. We could try and persuade him. Oh, that's working. All right. Maybe we can try and get him. Nice. Okay. This guy seems very easy to persuade. Look at that. 2 critical... Well, we had 2 opportunities to get critical success. But thankfully we had an 85% at the end, and that definitely helped us out. All right, so he's obviously going to be joining us, but how much does he... You serious? You know what, sir? I did not need you to join me, so I will just be taking you down now, because apparently you're just so incredibly greedy that you'd like all of my money, and I wouldn't even be able to give him all of my money, hilariously enough, because he doesn't even want that. He wants me to go bankrupt, pretty much. So that's not really going to happen, is it? No, not going to happen at all, thank you. So yeah, he actually has some pretty decent units, as you can see right here. He's actually got some noble units as well. And those guys are going to be pretty harsh for us to deal with, but I'm hopeful that we'll be okay. As long as we have the advantage in terms of how many cavalry we have, we should be perfectly fine. Just try to go in there a little bit with my polearm, see if we can maybe do some damage that way. And it seems like, whoa, there's actually a load of, what's actually going on here? They seem to be splitting up. Do you see that? They seem to be splitting their forces. Oh yeah, these are all the nomads. Oh, okay, yeah, these are all the peasants and the various recruits and things like that. And these guys are pretty much just running away, I would think. I mean, they're kind of skirmishing a little bit, but obviously they don't have any ranged weapons, so skirmishing is not really the right term to use here, but they're kind of trying to be a little bit... are they trying to run after us even? They might actually be even able to run after us. Yeah, that's not going to happen though. Oh, nice. That was a heavy lancer. Take him down. Thank you. Okay, so now if we can maybe just, yeah, not take too much damage from their archers. That's exactly the reason why I was kind of trying to stay a little bit further away from them. You know, I really need to work on my shooting from horseback when I'm not actually riding in a circle. Because if I'm riding in a circle, it's pretty easy to hit people. But if I'm standing still, for some reason that makes it difficult all of a sudden. Yeah, I don't know. Guess I'm just not used to it. Oh, that guy's dead. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so this guy literally, as you can no doubt tell, really did not know what he was facing. He really thought that he had a shot. And I think he might have, but I think his strategy was very weird because he obviously took all of his recruits away from his archers and everything. And that did make things quite difficult for him in the end. Anyway, let's see whether he has any... Oh, yes, he's got some noble units. Now, that's the thing. I'm not entirely sure if these noble units will actually be persuaded to join me at this point. As you can see, it doesn't look as though they are wanting to join me at the moment, but who knows? Maybe they'll join a little bit later down the line. I think that would be quite nice, but yeah, we'll just take these guys as well. There we are. All right, that is pretty fantastic. More war horses. Yes, we need all the war horses that we can get. So now, technically, yeah, so Danistica is now under siege, of course, which is to be expected. And I wonder, can I actually make peace from this screen? No. I'm not entirely sure why that's not implemented, but you can see here that the Kingdom of Byronia has lost so much strength. And you know why that is? This. Why? You know, why does this happen? I don't know why these guys actually end up leaving, because I did give them fiefs, if you can believe it. I did actually give them fiefs. So it's a bit disappointing, really. It's a bit disappointing, but it's okay, because we're actually doing some pretty decent damage here. And there we go. Got some more horse archers leveling up. Very nice. And we do have a couple of extra people actually going to be joining us as well. And I think I'm going to need to take these guys and put them somewhere else, because it seems like they're kind of difficult to get recruited for some reason. Let's try and get this guy. Can we get them? Can we get some of these guys to fight us? Yeah, it seems a bit difficult to actually get the Steppe Bandits if you're not running around with a really, really small army. So, unfortunately, I probably won't... Oh, hello. They're fighting some villagers. Well, this might be advantageous for us. Let's go a little bit slow. There we go. And now we can get them. All right, that's great. So let's just send our troops in. Hopefully they'll just knock them unconscious a little bit. And there you go. There's another 10 raiders. So as I've said before, those guys are going to become some of our most powerful units. If we can, you know, if we can actually get them to join us. And I would like to speak to Monchug. Hello, Monchug. Get back here, please. Yes, there we go. Alright, so we're just going to converse with him. I'm just going to ask him for peace, basically. And hopefully that will prevent our various villages and things like that from being besieged any further. Yeah, now this is exactly the reason why. I'm not entirely sure why I have all of these guys, but I don't have any of the Khuzait vassals. It's kind of frustrating to me. But if all I have to pay is 700, then I think that's perfectly fine. This guy's literally got 12 million gold, so giving him a little bit more or less or whatever doesn't really make that much difference. But there you go. Now he's now we're at peace with him, so that's perfectly fine, because I basically just did not want to lose Danustica. Wait a minute. Ah, that is actually still under siege because we're at war against the Aserai. I was unaware of that, actually. I thought the Aserai had made peace with us, but apparently not. So that's interesting. Ah, classic, right? Absolutely classic. I mean, I'm just trying my best here, you know? I'm just trying my best, but obviously that sometimes does not really happen, because sometimes you just get completely messed up by people leaving and various other things happening. But I guess we can just go down there and see what's going on. I might be able to take Lavinia Castle, or at the very least might be able to defend, you know, Danustica if at all possible. Alright, well, this seems like one of those times where I probably want to go a little bit subversive here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to build a whole bunch of trebuchets. I'm just going to try and eliminate the walls of this castle as fast as I possibly can. And as you can see, we have Unkid over there attempting to take Danustica. And now I actually don't have a problem with them attempting to take that, because there are over 1,000 units in the garrison there, and they're probably going to be taking quite significant casualties. So in the event that they actually do take it, then that's absolutely fine. If they want to do, if they want to do that, then that's absolutely up to them. However, what I think we could probably do then is, because they're going to be significantly weakened at that time, we should be able to then take them on and maybe very well eliminate them and take most of them prisoners. You can see we actually have an army of ours over there as well, so that's actually going to be quite advantageous too, because, as I say, if they are delayed enough... Danustica? How is Danustica doing? I actually can't even tell from this distance, unfortunately. I'd like to be able to move the camera over there, but I obviously can't do that. Yeah, I can't really see, but maybe there will be one of our armies. Yeah, look, see, this is exactly what's happening now. Look at this. Now they're actually spreading out. Danustica has 0 defenders. Obviously, it's going to have some, but it's not going to have a huge amount. And look at this. Our forces are being chased right now. Look at that. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I will literally leave this siege, because that's not really the reason why I wanted to do that. And we're going to go in here and see if we can help out. Right. Well, that's probably not going to work, is it? No, that is probably not going to work at all, because we're having some issues. Okay, I guess I will not be doing that then. Instead, I will just speak to this guy and try and make peace. Because even though that's not something I want to do either, I wasn't able to fully get all of my noble units. As you can no doubt tell, you know, everyone is declaring war against me quite often, and that's obviously something that I don't really want to have happen. You know, I don't want to just let them run around doing whatever they want to do. You know, I would like to fight back a little bit here and there. Aha, okay, this is not going to work out. I don't think so. The last option is going to be... Oh, 85% chance. Okay, okay, that actually did work out quite nicely for us. Oh, and he's actually joined us. Wow, he actually joined us straight up. And our charm skill is now actually 250. That's amazing. Okay, so he's actually joined us there. And now we can speak to this guy. Actually, well, not speak to him, but we can attack him, actually, hilariously enough. Shall we, yeah, let's just go straight in. I was thinking that we would do an auto-resolve there, but I think that the guy has a few too many units to be able to do an auto-resolve and take minimal casualties. We'd probably take quite a few, maybe about 30 or so, and I didn't really want to do that, if at all possible. So, let's make our way over here and see what we can do. Now, we are, of course, fighting against... the Azrai, right? I think so. Yeah, seems like that. Whoa, that was some damage. That was some damage. Did you see that? That's pretty crazy. Wow, they got me. Did you see that? Wow, that was actually kind of impressive. For them to be able to get me with a thrown weapon, that is actually kind of impressive. That is super, super cool. But, oh well, never mind. We don't really have to worry about this. This guy's going to get taken down pretty easily. And that will be that. And there you go. Done and dusted. Alright, so we did end up losing... Well, actually, yeah, we lost about 88... Did I lose? No, I didn't lose that many at all. As you can see, I only lost 4. And the 2 vassals that we have just recently gained lost most of the units, which is actually not a bad thing at all. Because if they do decide to leave us at some point in the future, then, well... it's not going to be such a big loss, because we have so far had many instances where we have had some very strong units, very strong vassals join us, and then they end up leaving very, very shortly afterwards, and it really does not help us in the least, you know, so it's kind of unfortunate. Okay, so this guy also is... we could actually fight him as well, but oh, okay, I actually didn't want to fight him, but apparently he wants to fight us. That's kind of interesting. Should we try and persuade him? No, we can't try and persuade him, unfortunately. Okay, so let's make some peace then, I guess. You're happy to make peace for about 220? Yep, 228. Let's do it. There you go. All right, that is perfectly fine with me, because we were able to persuade someone to join us, and I think he actually... Did he bring something? Yes, look at that. He brought a town over to us, which is actually very nice. Okay, so I'm happy that we have now made peace with basically everyone. All I would very much like is just for a little bit of peacetime. And I'm talking about maybe about, I don't know, 15 days, 20 days in-game of peacetime. That would be perfect, because then I would be able to, well, shall we just say, just more easily get my units into fighting shape. And there we go. We've got 1 Marauder. We have so many Raiders, but they're not joining me for some reason. So that's kind of unfortunate. Not entirely sure why that is. But anyway, that will be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.